It's over for the Democrats, my friends. Bill Maher thinks so. Game over. Bill Maher bluntly warns Dems their days are numbered in scathing takedown. You know, Bill Maher was the guy who, during all of the COVID hubbub and over the woke nonsense, was very much still aligned with Democrats. He's the guy who said, if a recession would stop Donald Trump, bring on the recession. And a lot of people mocked him and derided him for this. But he's broken now from the Democrats, repeatedly saying that they can't possibly win. And I think he's right. You see, it's not just Bill Maher. There are many other individuals like him who are prominent liberal personalities who broke from the Democratic Party when they realized they were on the wrong side of history. Charlemagne the God was very much anti-Trump. And then, right around the time, I think on the election, he was like, maybe they lied to us about Trump. And I can't remember which guest we had on Timcast IRL, but they were like, he's smart. He figured it out. Might have been Hotep Jesus, maybe not. But they were like, you know, some of these people are stupid and some of these people are smart and they know exactly what they're doing. And Bill Maher, I think, is, he doesn't really fit into that completely. I think Bill is a little bit more principled than that. I think Bill largely was just ignorant of a lot of what was going on, and that's why he maintained these positions. As for being anti-Trump, they had a personal beef. But Bill Maher started to shift on a bunch of these issues when he started to become aware of them. He was mocked mercilessly when he told Dennis Prager that Prager was wrong about tampons in the men's room. And that was 3 years after the story was already published in various mainstream outlets. I got to say that one. Currently, I will stress that, or I will state, my team is connecting with Bill Maher's team. We are looking at a time when I can go on Club Random and have this conversation with him. So I will just say, there was a story about tampons in men's rooms in schools. 3 years later, Dennis Prager appeared on Real Time with Bill Maher, bringing this issue up, and they laughed at him and mocked him for it. It's pretty dang crazy. If you think about it, how did Bill not see this story that was prominent across the media? His consumption of media is very different. But even he is now seeing what all of us saw a while ago. The Democrats are over. Take a look at this. Actually, I don't know if the clip they're going to play is the actual clip. Let's play it and see what they've got. Network error.
Okay, so just to continue on this for a minute, because I just saw this is really bad news for Democrats. 2030 reapportionment, there's a group called the American Redistricting Project, and in 5 years we will be redistricting. California is projected to lose 3 seats, New York 2. Also going to lose a seat, Minnesota, Oregon, Rhode Island, Illinois, all blue states. Who's getting these? Texas, Florida, Idaho, and Utah. I mean, this looks like game over, you know, and the reason why people are voting with their feet is a lot of what your book is about.
Yeah,
taxes and regulation. I certainly been screaming about it forever. I did 3 years with a sign here that said, how long is it going to take me to get my solar hooked up? 3 years. Talking about it on television in this state. You couldn't do it. This state has almost 400,000 regulations. I just put in a new roof because the fire, I thought, oh, let's get a roof that's not going to burn up. 2 inspections. Why are you inspecting my roof? It's my fucking roof. If it falls on me, that's my problem.
Okay, I got to pause there. What? Bro, I can understand having to get exorbitant amounts of inspections and the burdensome cost and scheduling. But we have building inspectors because houses last longer than you and you sell them. And so I suppose if you're buying a property, you can inspect it, and that's on bill if you want to sell it later. But yeah, it is a problem when buildings collapse and are improperly inspected and it damages neighboring properties. That's why we do it. They're clapping for this? What are these liberals? What is happening?
More than any other state. People are leaving these kind of states for places where they're not, they feel the heavy breath of government on them.
Indeed.
It's not that hard for Democrats to understand this, but they seem to be incapable of doing anything about it.
Indeed, my friends, indeed. And in this tweet from Wall Street Apes, he says, Bill Maher says it's over. So let's just stress this point. It ain't even about the politics. And these numbers are wrong, I'll tell you. The projections right now are that California will lose 3, New York 2, Minnesota 1, Oregon 1, Rhode Island 1, Illinois 1, Texas, Florida, Idaho, Utah gain those numbers and they're red. Here's the issue. Donald Trump is also engaging in mass deportations. Recently, it was announced he'd be revoking the legal status of 530,000 migrants who came here via sponsorship. Call it what you want. It's wartime presidency. And I've been harping on this, but listen, you can say Biden gave a legal path to these people. They came here with sponsors. These are not illegal immigrants. Trump taking their status away is cruel, as some might argue. And you got yourself a doozy of a question there, my friends. We're not talking about people who came through the southern border illegally. We're not talking about people who overstayed their visas. We're talking about people. The Biden admin, a presidency said, you can come if you have a sponsor. Chain migration, whatever you call it. Now, I know people on the right are going to oppose that and say he shouldn't have done it, but it was done legally. These people came and were told it is legal, and now they're being told, get out. Now, I actually think we have a problem with mass migration, and we do need more deportations. And I suppose the issue is this. With the Haitian migrant story where you had a guy filming what looked like cats on a barbecue and the media lying about it, you had interviews with people who are like, yeah, sometimes they catch animals and they eat them. It's a normal cultural thing. We have so many multicultural conflicts in this country. Why was anyone pretending like sometimes people would eat cats? It's crazy. They do. It's nuts. They're just gaslighting and lying all the time. Now, look, I do not like the idea that a function of our government is we invited these people here. We did. And now we're kicking them out. However, welcome to wartime conflict where easy answers are hard to come by. Donald Trump is saying we will not let these people skew the electoral college by inviting in mass migration. So we're kicking them out. Biden had no right to do this. You see, as many people point out that it's something like 10 to 20 million illegal immigrants, depending on your high and low end numbers, there were millions of extradited legal immigrants who came to this country. And the left would say they're welcome to be here. That's tough, isn't it? Hey, look, it's not so easy for me. I don't know that I want to see these people who came here illegally have their status revoked and then booted. But that's politics. The people in this country are upset about mass migration, and we, who are the people of this country, have decided time to go home. Sorry, that's just the way it is. Again, it doesn't matter what my opinion is. What matters is that Donald Trump is seeking to make sure that the Republicans are going to win this one. It's not just a Democrat-Republican conflict. It is America and anti-America conflict. And if Trump says we are going to win as Americans for American ideals and traditional values, we have to get rid of the mass migration problem. People can migrate here legally, but not to the tunes of millions upon millions nonstop in this massive influx. Now, why do Democrats have the massive influx? To prevent this. So while they're projecting the loss of these seats, I don't know if they're taking into consideration not just the net migration, the net outflow migration that Bill Maher was talking about, but that Donald Trump will additionally deport tons of these people. And you know what the secret is? That 530,000, that's one whole congressional seat. I'm not kidding. It's about 775,000 for a congressional seat. And these individuals largely live in Democrat areas and will create a Democrat a Democrat member of Congress and an electoral count vote for a Democrat. If Trump mass deports as many people as possible, the amount of seats that will be lost by blue states is tremendous. So I ask you this, should non-citizens be weighing against our interests of the federal government? No. So welcome to Donald Trump's wartime presidency. I am not saying he's arresting random people and putting them in military prisons, or he shouldn't. He definitely should not. What I'm saying is the Democrats are over so long as Trump, within this next year, keeps going at the speed he's going or more. They won't be able to win. I believe it was Ezra Klein who was talking to Bill Maher, because I commented on a video he made the previous week, where he said, based on this shift in congressional seats, even if Kamala Harris won a handful of these swing states like Pennsylvania, Trump still would have won. That is the power of the census. And you know what? That's the direction it's going. Whether Trump makes these moves or not, net migration is ripping apart power on the Democrat side. And with the additional mass deportations, I don't see how Democrats win ever again. And it ain't nothing to do with politics. Though, to be fair, politics played a huge role in how we got to this point. They destroyed their goodwill to such a degree, Trump was able to win. And now here we are. I'm going to wrap it up there, my friends. Smash that like button, share the show with everyone you know. Stay tuned. We got more segments coming up, and we will see you all in a bit.